This video is very important because this is something you're going to be using every day when you use Lightroom, and that is the whole star, color, rating, picking, and flag system. There is basically 3 different systems to give basically a sort of value to your photo. The most simple one and the one I advise you to use is a star system. So for example, let me give you an actual example to understand. So I'm going through this photo shoot I did in Montmartre, and I assume that there is a photo that I like. I'm going to give it like a 1 star. So 1 star. This is actually kind of cool. 1 star. This could be a great pano, so I'm going to give it like a 1 star, 1 star, 1 star, okay? For example. And then I'm gonna, so for right now, let's say I want to see just the photo that have 1 star. By default, the filtering is off. So I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go to rated. And now I can go to 1 star, but let's say I really, let's say now I sort of like start retouching this photo, and I'm like, ooh, I really like it. So I'm just gonna do a little quick retouch, which is not going to be the final thing, but it's just to give you an idea. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'm really happy with, what I did here. So, okay, I'm going to give it a 2 star. And now let's say that I only want to see the photos which were retouched. I can go like this. I can just give it a 2 star or like this. Or let's say I only want to see the 1 star. I don't want to see this one, just 2 star. You can click here. You see it says greater than or equal. See, rating is greater than or equal to, or you can go rating is less than or equal. So if I do that, I'll have the photos which were 1 star or not selected. Or if I go like this, is equal to 1 star, I will only have the 1 star. So that's the system that I use the most. So basically, I give a 1 star to any photo that I think has a potential. And then usually what I do is I go through my 1 star and I look for 2 stars. So let's say this one, I'm like, oh, I really like this one more. So I give it 2 star. And once the 2 star hard retouch, I give it a 3 star. And if the photo is really like exceptional and can be in my portfolio, I give it a 4 star. And you will see down the line why this is useful. So I'm not giving it a 4 star, I'm going to give it a 2 star. So the star system is the most common one. The other one that's very useful is the colors. So for example, let's say this is a panorama, and I want to be able to actually all these photos is just one big panorama. Is this whole thing here. So I can select the first one, and I can go all the way to this one, and I can right click, and you can see here I can give ratings like we did before, but in this case I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give it a color label. I'm going to give it like, for example, red, and they are now all going to be red, and I know it's a panorama, which is really cool. So that's what I usually do. Like this is another panorama. Okay, so it's like 1 photo, 2 photo, 3 photo. So I can select all 3, right click, and I can give it, I can make them yellow. Usually what I do is I put red for panorama and yellow for HDR. That's just how, how you do things. And I got some really good photos there that I need to retouch. I'm just thinking out loud here. So I'm really cool. I remember that photo shoot was amazing. And, I can go through and basically do that. So that's how you assign colors. Now you can use shortcuts. For example, here I can press 5, and that's I can press 6, sorry, that's gonna make it red. 7 is gonna make it yellow. 8 is gonna make it green. 9, blue, and 0 is gonna get the ratings off. If you want to get the colors out, you have to go to none. I don't know if there's a shortcut for that. So now let's say that you only want to see the red. Well, here you can click here actually on the word filter, and you're going to get more filters. And I just want to see the red, I'm going to press the red. I just want to see the yellow, I'm going to press the yellow. I don't have any yellow. So you just press on the colors, and I only see the red, which is really cool. The other method that there is of finding and sorting your photo, which I never use, is the pick method. So the way it works is, and some people love that. I'm just going to take the red out. So you go through the photo, you can right click, and you got different choice. So it's the flag. You got flagged, unflagged. So by default, all the photos are unflagged, or rejected. So you can go through, for example, I'm like saying, okay, P is a shortcut for flag. So P, okay, this one is picked. This one is X for reject. This one, I basically don't do anything with it. And let's say I want to reject this one, for example. So I press X on it, and this one I want to pick, so I press P on it. And now you can do like you can filter here. If you hover, it says filter based on the flag status, any flag status. So these two have a flag status which were picked. I guess, yeah, pick them both. Okay, and then you can click again to take it out. Here you have unflagged photos, so photos which are neither being picked or rejected. Okay, and this one you have unflagged and rejected photos. So, and if you click again on this one, you have unflagged photos, and if you click again on this one, unflagged and rejected photos. You can see in gray you have the rejected photos. So, you know, I don't really use these options. But if you prefer to do this, you can use, it's basically you have to remember P for pick, and okay, I'm going to take out the filter, and P for pick, and X, P is going to pick, X is going to reject. P is going to pick, and X is going to reject. But I find it confusing. The filters are, I find them very, very confusing here. I like more the star system, and I really advise you to use the star system here. And here is unflagged photos. Here you have unflagged and undeleted photos. This is kind of really confusing. You have to see what happens when you click on it. It's different settings that goes with it. I find that the star system is a lot easier to use, and that's what I completely recommend. So use the star system for, you know, 1 star if you think the photo has potential, 2 star if you think it's awesome, 3 star once it's retouched, 4 star it's a really a winner, and 5 star it's the best photo of the year. Okay, and I advise you to do that, and use red for panorama and yellow for HDR, and you are good to go.